Do 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 do.
For all you mad bastards loving the Big Show podcast, get up even closer on Instagram, YouTube and TikTok, or raw dog it 4 to 7 every weekday on Radio Hauraki.
Yeah, man.
Okay, man.
So I had this horrendous dream last night, and I was doing a radio show
Oh, yes.
with me old mate Johnny Bruff.
Oh, right. I mentioned him to you yesterday.
Oh, did you?
That's why it would have been on your mind.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
About
maybe.
making him break on set.
Oh, yes. Yeah. But anyway, in this dream, we were doing a radio show together.
Oh, wow, like the breakfast radio show, like replacing Matt and Jerry.
Well, he was in like the sort of town hall almost setup where he was doing the show. And I went and I was trying to get to the show, which he was doing, but I couldn't get there.
Yeah.
And I kept going to the wrong place all the time.
What was stopping you, man? You were just confused.
Well, nothing was stopping me. I just kept going to the wrong place.
You were in a
And
dream.
then going, oh, fuck. But anyway, woke up, the anxiety just pounding through my body, the cortisol just pulsing through me, 3:30 in the morning. And so I was lying there for 20 minutes going, do I get up and have a durry?
God.
What did you do?
And then I was like, no, don't get up and have a durry. That's the worst thing you can do.
Wait, aren't you giving up the darts?
And then I went, no, and I went back to sleep. And then I woke up at 4:30. Same kind of scenario. Should I get up now and have a durry? And I went, oh, nah. And then sort of nodded off again and then woke up at 5:15 and went, oh, fuck this shit, and went and had a durry.
Good on you, man.
Yeah. So it was a really shocking morning for old Hoodie J on the sleep.
Yeah.
How did you guys sleep?
Great.
I had a shocker. I was up late last night because I went to a comedy show.
Oh, that's right, yes.
Late.
And I also had to be up early this morning, right? And so and when that happens and it's for work purposes, I always have a shocking sleep. And so managed to nod off to sleep. 2 a.m. I think I mentioned it to you guys. Just hearing
Oh, yeah, on the roof.
on my roof, like someone is running across my roof.
Something. Probably not someone.
But I know I say something, but it was not the noise of a cat on my roof.
Right.
It was the noise of someone, and I'm thinking maybe the neighbour's deck next door. Maybe someone is fucking stamping. I don't know what it is, but it's woken myself and my wife up 2 weeks in a row.
Did
And
you
I'm
go out and investigate your roof?
I went out. No, I didn't go outside and look up at the roof, but
Right.
I certainly got up, walked down the hallway, had wheeze, all nude, by the way. And you know when the whole house is dark and you're just sort of walking really slowly and like, oh God, what's that? Is there a murderer in there?
Yeah.
And then had a drink of water at the kitchen and just like looked around. It was all good. It was all clear.
And that was all nude,
And I
it?
was awake for an hour and a half after that. Yeah, I
It's
was.
better to send your missus out for that sort of stuff, man.
Totally, man.
Yeah,
Or at least take turns.
Because in that scenario,
she'd never go out.
you know, would she be nude too?
Well,
or?
it's
Yeah,
equal,
no, she
it's
is nude.
equal rights.
No, I know, but she gets very scared.
Yeah, I know that, but that's, you've got to take the bad with the good, I'm
Right.
afraid.
Okay.
So, you want equal pay and all that sort of stuff. You got to go outside
do.
and have a look and risk getting smacked over.
But I also don't mind. I don't mind doing it. I
you
feel
love
brave.
it. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
but
you
you didn't go outside, did
you
you? You
went
went for
out-
a piss and got a cup of water.
You went outside nude, remember?
I did.
With
Yelling at the garbage man?
The garbage man,
Going having
yes.
a perv at the garbage man.
Totally nude. Mm-hmm. Semi-aroused?
Not semi-aroused.
Oh, come on now. You woke up, you were semi-aroused.
No, I don't get sort of
You were having a
semi-aroused
horny
at
J
3 o'clock
dream.
in the morning. My erections sort of start around 6 a.m.
Right.
and then last for the duration of the day.
Have you got one right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
You just run a...
It's ready to go, that's for sure. Yeah, but that was driven by anger.
Yes.
If you're driven by fear, you're less inclined to go outside, particularly naked.
Because Matt Heath has a thing about this, RIP, where you can't sleep naked because if someone breaks into your house, all of a sudden you're fighting them whilst naked.
Yeah, I've got no problem with that.
No, neither do I.
I'd rather run the odds that, that that's never gonna happen, and I'll sleep comfortably for the rest of my life.
That's right.
Rather than maybe someone's going to break in where I live.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
it's not going to happen.
And then, to be honest, if you had to fight them naked, who gives a shit?
And also that's something that comes from your parents, right? That used to be a thing back in the day, which was always go to bed wearing something, because if there's a fire, or something, then you don't want to be nude outside on the street.
Yeah.
That was mothers to their daughters.
Right.
That
There was
the
also
advice.
that thing too about changing your undies every day, just in case you get hit by a car or something, and you don't want to be hit by a car and then, you know, they pull your undies off and they're all dirty.
So that's
It's
the only reason.
surprising to me that's what had to be said to you in order to make you wear clean undies every day, because otherwise you're like, fuck that.
It's not a common thing.
If I'm being honest, it was actually in Barry Humphrey's book.
Oh, right.
So it wasn't actually said to me. It was something I read.
I've got to get that book.
Yes, man.
He's the guy that wears really flamboyant clothes and stuff, eh?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and
cool.
the,
Dresses up
and the
as a woman.
glasses.
And dresses up as Dame Edna.
Yes.
Yeah. Like Mogi
He
with his
dresses
wife.
up as Dame Ender because he is Dame Ender.
That's right, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I know I don't. I mean, I wouldn't have any qualms about finding someone nude.
Nah,
Do you
shit.
want them to be nude?
But I.
No, gross.
But I don't. I'm not nude when I go to bed anyway. So I
'Cause
always
you wear
wear
your
my.
You'd have to,
night
if
shirt.
somebody came in, you'd have to get undressed.
Yes, I would.
Yeah.
And in fact, if someone broke into my house and I heard them in my lounge, I would then get nude.
I would say, I'd shout out, get your gears off, it's on.
Yeah, and you know what I'd do? I'd get into the lounge where they were, and I'd slap my fatos from thigh to thigh and go, check this weapon out, you son of a bitch.
But you'd have a rager at that point, so it wouldn't swing.
Oh, it'll swing all right.
And then false alarm, it was just my duck doing poos.
Have you guys ever had anyone break into your house?
Yeah.
Yep.
Twice. Same.
Wow.
My first flat in Auckland.
Wow.
Second flat, we all lived on the top story, and the living area, kitchen, and garage is on the bottom story. So someone broke in through the garage and literally helped themselves to everything on the bottom story, grabbed a coffee machine, then grabbed the keys off the counter, hopped in my flatmate's car. We woke to the garage door opening, and then they just drove off with like a crap load of stuff.
Wow.
Right.
And then 3 days later, the
That
police
was bold.
The police said they'd come back and try the locks because they'd taken the car keys.
Yeah.
And I heard them come back
Right.
because I was so on edge, you know. And now I'm very on edge whenever I'm doing sleeping.
Whenever you're doing
Whenever I'm
sleeping.
doing sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
that's
just
a
call
true
that
story.
sleeping. For a long time after I set the house on fire when I was a kid, whenever I'd leave, like years, probably over a decade, I'd leave the house, and then I always go back inside to make sure I turned everything off.
Yeah.
Just couldn't. Even if I was in the house, I'd go, right, everything off,
Yes.
and I'd leave. Did I though? Go back in.
I still do that.
OCD
Yeah.
as a result of that.
But have you got over that now?
It's gone now, yeah. I could give a shit. In fact, my
I'm a
wife always
shocker.
comes home and moans that I left the heater on in my kid's bedroom.
Pretty much every time I leave for work, I'll go up my path and go, was the oven on?
Yeah.
And go back in again. Because I'd rather go back in again and be sure than drive to work, because I know that there's a 99.9% chance the oven isn't on.
Yeah.
But I just need to reassure my brain that that's the case.
The other side of it is, even if the oven was on, it doesn't matter.
Unless it was like
Unless
a tea
you had
towel.
like a pot of,
yeah,
Or the stove was on.
petrol in there.
Yeah.
beans
Well,
sort of
actually-
brewing away.
One of the scariest things was my old oven had a PowerPoint on the side of it, one of those classic
Yeah,
old
yeah, yeah,
freestanding, and my wife was making a casserole in our slow cooker.
Close to the front keys.
Put it on top
That
of
was
the
a
oven.
shocker.
I think YouTube will show that I didn't once lose eye contact from old Mogi.
Nah,
there.
neither did I. Didn't look at anything either.
So my wife was making something in the slow cooker,
My wife.
put it on top of the oven, went and had a shower. Without thinking, because she needed to cook a pot of rice, she turned the element on that was under the slow cooker,
Good.
and I was in the lounge watching telly while my woman was cooking. That's
Easy.
so something I am joking on YouTube. This is
No,
that was a
no.
joke.
No,
for
So
you.
you drag it on YouTube, but not on the audio
Oh, and
version.
on the
That's
audio
good to
version.
know.
It was a joke.
No.
It was a joke. And I was sitting on the couch. I was like, "What the hell's that smell?" And I went in there and literally breathed in. It was like I was being gassed. Dropped straight to the floor like.
You would have
Did you
taken
stop,
in a
drop, and
real-
roll?
I stopped and dropped and got low because it
And-
was
and the evening?
genuinely breathing poison.
Breathing.
And then like crawled over, and then like stood up, unplugged the the slow cooker, and turned off the oven, and then got down again, opened all the doors in the house, and was just like, holy shit! And the complete slow cooker had melted all down the sides and all over the ceramic,
Yeah.
and like all in the oven and stuff. It was crazy.
Gee, she probably would have been late with her dinner after that. You would have been fuming.
No, it was cooked through. So we just ended up using some packet rice because the slow cooker was done.
Yeah, man.
So,
Jeez.
Mogi.
Drama.
Shit, it was terrifying. But have you ever just breathed in a lungs
Yes,
full
I
of
have.
poison and just
Yeah.
gone, oh!
Yeah.
Siggies.
Then, daily.
Yeah.
and then just drop to the ground.
Like 20 times
And
a
like
day.
get up at 5 in the morning and go,
Do it,
"Oh,
yeah,
do it
yeah,
again, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, get up at 5 with a rager, and then let one rip.
No, don't
No, I
start
think
that.
I have. Yeah, I have a rager from about 1 till 2 usually,
PM.
and then it sort of fades away.
It fades away.
Yeah, just all the energy goes out of it.
Oh, yeah,
It
it's good.
actually sighs, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Because it stands to attention as if something's going to happen, and then
Yes.
after about an hour, it just goes.
And it shrugs its shoulders
It does.
and then just droops down.
Yeah,
Is it
to the
like
side.
when someone's trying to look tough because there's like maybe a pretty girl or something, and they're like, and then she's gone,
Yeah, you just let it all out.
and then just collapses. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Sad little.
Rager chat. Rager chat. Hey, listen
Tuesday today, eh?
Huh?
Tuesday.
Listen to the Hauraki Big Show 4 till 7 on Radio Hauraki, and you'll hear us. It's really great.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, good stuff, Keezy.
Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue, and Keezy. Weekdays from 4 on Radio Hauraki. Or give their podcast a hoon on iHeartRadio.